Ryan Day and his staff, Kevin, off to another great start. No question about that. Your thoughts about where recruiting is headed for 2022 at this point?
Yeah, they're sitting with 10 commits already at this point. People ask me all the time, how many are they going to take? As many as they want. I mean, the numbers always work out. I don't think we're going to see the days of any 18 guy classes, especially with the portal, the amount of attrition that we see. It's a good mixture of in-state and out-of-state. I know that the composite rankings over the other company are a little different than ours, but we have Ohio State with 3 5-star commits with in-state CJ Hicks, and then we got Jaheim Singletary, and we got Quinn Ewers, a quarterback out of Southlake, Texas. And I would sit there and say that this is probably on pace to be about a 22, 23-man class if I had to guess, and a lot of big names. I think the one thing that I would notice out there is that people are probably being a little itchy about when's the next commit coming, because it's been a little bit more than a month, and all this recruiting has come so easy to Ryan Day, or so it appears. People don't really factor in the amount of hard work that goes into all of that, especially during a pandemic. But I think that even if we don't see the dead period relaxed, I think we could see some stuff coming here in the next as soon as the next couple of weeks, with a wide receiver Keon Graves coming out of Arizona, supposed to take a visit. That could lead to some good things.
Yeah, I would echo what Kevin said. The 24/7 composite has them as the number 1 class right now. And I think what's interesting is this class, they've already taken 4 of the top players in Ohio, which Ohio has not been a big contributor in recent years for Ohio State's recruiting, or as big as it was perhaps during the Tressel years, where about half the recruits in a given year would come from Ohio. That number's down to about 25 or 30% here in the Meyer and Day era of Ohio State football. They've got Gabe Powers, a linebacker from Marysville, Ohio, just outside Columbus. CJ Hicks from Kettering Alter, an outside linebacker. Jair Brown, he's actually from Louisiana, but came up and is prepping at Westchester, Lakota West, a good football school down just north of Cincinnati. It's actually right on I-75, about 20 miles north of Cincinnati. Integra Tushbola, the outstanding offensive tackle, he's also at Westchester, Lakota West. Those 4 guys kind of leading the way of the Ohio prospects in this class. So maybe a few more Ohio guys in this class before it's all said and done, but another outstanding haul. I have no doubt this will be another top 5 class. I don't get caught up on whether it's number 1, number 2. All I want to see is if they're number 1, 2, 3, or 4 in a given year and make the playoff in a given year and win playoff games and get to the national championship game and win national championships. I don't give a crap about recruiting rankings in comparison with how they do in the playoff.
I will say there are a couple of players that I've seen in person. CJ Hicks, I watched, and credit to Kevin, Rivals has him properly rated as the number 10 player. I would admonish Steve. 24/7 has him like number 50 or something like that. And 24/7, Steve, I'm sorry, you need to write a letter, get that taken care of. CJ Hicks, certainly a 5-star guy who is.
They're just the other guys.
Yeah,
as Kevin pointed out, the other guy,
the other site as the
POS.
That's right, the other site for everybody. But yeah, CJ Hicks, I got to watch him play once this year, and he's like 6'4", 215, but is a missile. And they used him properly. They sent him. They blitz him a lot, and there's really nothing you can do about it. Remind me of watching like Ryan Shazier back in the day, where you just go get the quarterback, and then he'd go get the football. I also saw Gabe Powers, who is similarly sized man up at defensive end, but they were used totally differently. Like Gabe Powers was used just to drop back in coverage to defend against a very good tight end who ended up going to Wisconsin. But I think you get Quinn Ewers in this class, and Texas has moved on to another quarterback, so there's almost no fear of losing Quinn Ewers at this point to Texas. And so you've got a leader of the class, and you still need more offensive linemen. You need more tackles. I don't know if Chipola is going to end up as a tackle. He'll probably move inside to guard. We'll see. But then, who can they add at cornerback with Singletary and Jair Brown? I know Brown didn't impress in the last year, but has shown up in some 7-on-7s and looked good per our reports. And so can he stay in the class? Will he want to stay in the class? If they can continue to get, I mean, there's like 2 or 3 other 5-star corners that they're out there trying to get. And, Kerry Combs isn't going to quit. So we'll see where that ends up. Deson Mccullough, the kid out of Kansas, go watch his highlight. He did something that I've never seen before. He starts out as maybe a defensive end or as a linebacker, and then blitzes and rushes the passer. The quarterback rolls away from him, so he just peels back and goes into the secondary and intercepts a pass on the opposite sideline. And he's like a 6'5", 220-pound crazy athlete. Just go check that out. Just another example of what they're getting in 2022. I've said it before, where they're just trying to recruit a whole bunch of Isaiah Simmonses, and they've got 2 or 3 in this class already.